Disclaimer: it was a fanfiction story created by me. Please don't take it seriously. There is no match in this story and real life.
Principal shouted loudly in anger, but before he could finish his sentence, John lifted his hand slightly, signaling him to stop. His eyes were still fixed on Wine, and a soft smile rested on his lips. Then he spoke to the calmly. John, don't say anything to her. Principal, shocked, but Jungkook, Jeon, I said don't say anything to her. No one will say a single word to her. The girls who were fangirling over Jeon just a few minutes ago suddenly looked disappointed, their faces falling instantly. One of them, annoyed and full of attitude, spoke up. Girl, but why shouldn't she be scolded, sir? One grabbed you in front of so many people and in you. She should be punished. On what right did she behave like that with you? John, I am the one who gave her every right. She can say anything to me and she can do anything to me if she wants. Girl, jealous. And who exactly is she to you? Jeon, someone special, someone whose every word, every action is precious to me. He said it with looking at Wan's face with quiet love. After hearing Jeon's answer, that girl became even more furious. She had already developed a crush on Jeon and wanted him at any cost. She had even made a bet with her friends that she would be the one to win him first. But now watching Jeon speak so lovingly about another girl made jealousy burn inside her. It wasn't love, it was her obsession to possess anything or anyone she wanted. And in that anger, she suddenly shouted, Girl, look guys, just look how shameless they don't have a single drop of shame. That's why they are behaving like this in front of everyone. And top of that, he is the friend and came here as our it. He is sticking so close to a like this. And this girl, I always had doubts about her. How can someone be perfect in everything? She is such an indecent girl. That's why she throws herself at girls like her always. Jeon's patient finally snapped. He shouted in anger, loud used to make that girl flinch. How could he stay silent while someone insulted the person he cared about so deeply? Jeon, enough! He shouted in anger. Then Jeon gently removed Wan's hand from his collar and spoke to her softly but firmly. John, don't you dare take her words to heart. I will go and show her her real place right now, okay? He gave a small smile and nodded quietly. John walked toward that girl, his steps sharp, his eyes filled with anger. He stopped in front of her and stared straight into her eyes. John, you were talking about shame just a while ago. Who was talking to me in a tone? Who was trying to come to me with the excuse of welcoming me? For a second, that girl looked nervous, caught in her own exposed behavior. But then her arrogance and pushed her to shout again. Girl, me and with you, what do you think? Are all girls semblance like you're someone special? John didn't say anything to her directly, but he suddenly turned toward the teachers standing nearby and shouted, Jen, what's her name? Girl, why Mister want to complain to my parents? She laughed loudly, mocking him. Go on, go ahead. I will also tell everyone, you two, about what you both. Jeon, I asked what is her name. He shouted again, his anger sharp. One of the nervous and scared finally spoke. Teacher Angel. Your name is Angel, but the behavior is like a devil. And what the? John ignored her completely and took out his phone from his pocket, calling someone. All the students were watching the live drama with wide eyes, and they were standing silently. A few teachers clearly looked scared because they knew John very well. They knew his power, his influence, and exactly what he was capable of. They just couldn't understand why this girl was so eager to destroy her own. Why was she trying to fight someone like John? Didn't she realize what the result could be? Probably not. Because if she understood even a little, she would never have made such a big mistake. She was the spoiled daughter of a powerful father. and she believed nothing could ever harm her. After all, her father was a trustee of this university, and Jeon, well, in her eyes, was just a. She thought he couldn't do anything to her, but what was about to happen next she had never imagined it, not even in her wildest dream. As soon as the person picked up Jeon's call, he spoke. Jeon, Angel, I want every detail of about this right now. I am still on the call, so pull up her information and tell me immediately. Within just 5-7 minutes, that man gathered everything and told Jeon. And sir, she is her father's only daughter. Her father is a trustee of this university and one of the big businessmen of the city, and he also runs some business. Jeon sent all reports of his work straight to the also make this news viral, and the moment their company's share price dropped because of the scandal by every single share man. Okay, sir. After hearing all this, Angel clapped loudly in front of him and said with a mocking proud tone, Angel, wow, what an actor you are. You think you will buy my father's company, huh? What status do you even have? If I just tell my father, my dad wants, he will buy you and the place where you work right this second. John, oh really? Then I work in Bellora. Actually, that belongs to me. Go ahead, call your father and ask him if he can buy that. Hearing the name Bellora, Angel got a little shocked, but she still couldn't understand John's powers. So she clenched her teeth in anger and said, Angel, wait, I will fulfill this wish of yours too. Saying that, she took out her phone and called it her father on call. Angel, Papa, buy Velora for me right now. Angel's father, daughter, we are ruined. Some get all the reports of my work today, and our whole business has collapsed. Now, finally, Angel's mind came back to reality. She looked at Jeon's face he was making. Then she spoke to her dad. Angel, Papa, how did this even happen? Angel's father, I don't know, Angel. Someone took revenge on us, and I just received a card. On that card, it said, "This is a small gift from Jungkook." I don't know what to do now. I am completely lost. Angel's hand and legs started shaking. She looked at Jeon again, but this time her eyes had no anger, no attitude, no jealousy, only deep regret. She finally realized Jeon's power, but maybe it was already too late. Her whole behavior changed in a second, and she looked at Jeon with tears in her eyes and said, Angel, I am really sorry. Please forgive me and please don't my father's business, please. Jen, I could have other things said to me, but one word against wine, I will never accept that. Angel quickly went to Wine and held both of her hands tightly, speaking with a trembling voice. I'm really sorry, Wine. Please forgive me. I know my mistake now. Please tell her to save my father's business, please. Wine pulled her hands away from Angel's grip and said, Wine, sorry, but no sorry. You are getting the result of your own action. You traveled so many students in the university, didn't you? You were so proud of your father's money, right? Now face it. After hearing this, Angel immediately understood Wine would not help her, so she went back to Jeon again, crying and begging for forgiveness. Again and again, he looked at her coldly and said only this, Jeon, there is no point wasting your time here. Go home. Maybe your arrogant words will make your father finally realize his mistakes. Angel tried so hard, but Jeon was someone who never listened. Once he made up his mind, after struggling for a while, she finally gave up and got off the bus, walking toward her home in defeat. After that, nobody said anything because the people who already knew Jeon understood very well that messing with him was not a smart idea. And the ones who didn't know him well after this incident, they learned it very clearly. To be honest, no one really cared that Angel left because she truly used it to irritate everyone a lot. Jeon came back and sat near Wyan, so Wyan softly asked him, Wyan, was it really the right thing to do that with her? Jeon smiled calmly. You don't worry, Wyan. Whatever happened with her, it happened because of her and her father's own actions. Wyan looked at him with a small confusion and a little pout. Wyan, by the way, you were enjoying it a lot, all that they were doing with you? Jeon leaned back slightly, eyes sparkling with a teasing smile pulled at his lips as he looked directly into her eyes. Jeon, jealous? Why, no, why will I be jealous? It's your life, do whatever you want. Taunting tone, eyes narrowing a little. Jeon laughed softly, enjoying her attitude. Smiling and teasing each other like that, everyone finally reached their destination. After such a long bus journey, everyone was exhausted. The teachers took the students inside the hotel so they could rest for a while. And yes, Wayne and Jeon were still arguing, not seriously but in a playful way. Two people who had gotten too comfortable around each other. Everyone stood near the reception while the teachers collected the room keys. Students looked around, admiring the fancy hotel, whispering and pointing at little things. Juan and Jeon stood together near a large painting on the wall, discussing its color and trying to guess what the artist wanted to show. Juan's hand was slightly lifting as she pointed at a corner of the painting, and Jeon leaned a little closer to look properly. Their voices were soft, calm, almost peaceful after all that playful banter, and then suddenly a girl's voice cut through the air from behind them. Woman, Jungkook. Jeon and Wan both turned at the same time when they heard that voice, and the moment they turned, Jeon looked at the woman standing there and spoke in a complete surprise. Jeon, Rose? This one name was enough to hit one's heart like a sharp shock. For one, that name wasn't just a name. It felt like a storm, a warning, something that instantly made her chest tighten. Just saying that woman one felt her heartbeat turned restless. It was like a sudden fear whispering inside her. Now Jeon will go away from you. Now maybe you won't be someone special to him anymore. Now maybe your love will remain incomplete. Jeon's shocked face slowly changed into a warm smile as he quickly walked toward Rose. Watching him go to her so easily, one felt an even deeper sadness rising in her chest. It felt like Jeon had suddenly forgotten she was even standing there. The way he looked at Rose, the way he went toward her fast, it made one's eyes burn with tears. Her vision blurred slightly, but she blinked fast, refusing to let even a single tear fall. One's heart hurt badly, but she wasn't someone who would step back from her feelings so easily. She wasn't ready to give up her love just like that. So she took a deep breath, gathered her courage, and walked straight toward Jeon, standing right beside him, even though her heart was trembling inside. Jeon, oh my god, Rose, you are here. Rose smiled. I shall be the one asking you. Jungkook, after so many years, I am finally seeing you again. You suddenly disappeared from university without saying anything. Jeon smiled softly. Actually, some family problems came up. Oh, by the way, did you come alone or with family? I mean, wife? Jeon gave a small smile. I didn't get married yet. Rose shocked. What? Why? That moment one gently spoke from between them. Her eyes were slightly wet, her heart quietly breaking inside her mind. Only one painful thought was urging. Maybe Jeon can't even see me anymore because he just made his first love again. Wine, because he used to love someone endlessly, but he never get to her. Her voice was soft, almost trembling, and even though she said it calmly, every word carried the weight of her hurting heart. Hearing Wine's answer, John literally froze. His mind went blank for a second. The shock hit him so hard he couldn't hide it. But Rose, she started looking at Wine very carefully from head to toe, as if trying to understand who this girl is and why she said something so deep. Rose, who is she, Jungkook? Jeon was still staring at Wine, completely stunned at Wine. She was only looking at Rose, her eyes heavy with sadness and fear. Rose's question pulled Jeon back to reality for a moment, and he turned his face toward her and said softly, Jeon, she is my. Before he could finish, Wine tightly shut her eyes and lowered her head. Her hands curled into fist because she already knew what Jeon was going to say, and she knew it would break her heart into pieces. She braced herself for the pain, silently preparing for the word that would push her away from him. Then Jeon said,